Go! I do believe we are live. So I'll say it is to have you here for another conscious evolution, for another opportunity for us to consider how there's no time for us to be doubting. That is essentially the gist of today's stream for me. We had this as an epiphany almost yesterday. It came as a random moment in the conversation, but it basically established in me the silliness, the futility. Yes, the futility in worrying, in doubting yourself, in doubting whether or not you should do the thing, in doubting whether or not you're going to be successful if you do, etc., etc. To give us something to anchor our mind to, today I was tasked, let's say, right? Saying I had to, or I have to, or I should have sucks. I was tasked with making a short video in support of another brand. This brand does slapping competitions, right? So athletes come together over a podium and then they stand still and then they get slapped. That's like the gist of it, right? And I'm basically an influencer. Oh, it hurts. It hurts saying that, right? Because I doubt that about myself. I doubt that I'm capable of that. I doubt whether or not I want to be doing that. I doubt if it's good for me or if it's bad for me, if it's good for other people or bad for other people. I go through so many of these thoughts that it can feel a little bit debilitating, right? I find myself stuck. Hey Jigar, it's nice seeing you again. Bless, dear friend. And today was one of those days where I again got shown the futility of wasting time on doubt, right? Because whether or not I spend the next 5 hours doubting whether or not I'll be able to make the leap, when it comes to making the leap, I have to make the leap. And if I don't land on the other side, then big problems, right? It is. I want to kind of like establish today's stream topic as like all of us are technically at a cliff's edge, right? The world we're in right now, let's say it in so many words, right? Like we're in a certain world right now, and we can feel this world is encroaching this kind of cliff, right? And we're feeling uneasy, and we can see the heights. We can look down and be like, oh no, oh no, right? And with this experience, if you find yourself doubting in that final moment where you have to make the leap to the other side of the cliff, right? That's when you die. Maybe a little bit more, but that's when you get hurt. That's when you don't have a good time, right? And in that way, I was shown that again today. I spent like 4 hours procrastinating, right? I'm still writing script. I forgot the video close to the internet. I'm gonna have to go back to the internet and see what video it was again and who was being talked about. And then I'm on the internet and then I'm scrolling Reddit again, manically absorbing the internet. What's happening out there? What's happening? and then I eventually do it, right? I eventually get to the point where I just do it. I have my script, I hit the record button, and I just like struggle, for the first like 5 takes. And then I get the takes done, and I sit down at my computer, and I edit the whole video, and I upload it. And that whole process, the filming of those takes, the sitting down and editing, the uploading even, and generating titles and descriptions, etc., etc. All of that took like 30 minutes. Maybe a little bit more, right? It took my whole life to gain these skills. It took like 30 minutes. But before that, I spent time in doubt, right? I was wasting time. Wasting time doubting, that time is lost forever. because I wasn't doing anything else, right? I was literally just pacing, walking around, doubting how whether or not I want to, if I can. Not like not knowing that I can't and cannot, but just like that laziness. Let's call it laziness even. Like I doubt I'm gonna be able to do it today. Something you say to yourself when you try to get yourself to do something, right? That kind of laziness. And again, we ain't got no time for that. Is that a Jovan? I see. Lyrics and lovin's to you. It's nice having you here. I have shared today's stream topic. We have introduced what we're going to talk about. So I'm going to waste absolutely no time doubting whether or not I want to partake of a Dynavap. Not a second will be wasted. Is mosquitoes eating my life again? I want anime superpowers. I mean, even if I had anime superpowers, not even Saitama could kill a mosquito, right? I mean, he did kill that super mosquito. I'm going to take solace in that as an imagining instead. Yeah. How about this doubt we're having? What do you find yourself doubting? Maybe we can do that, right? Do you doubt yourself? Do you doubt your skills? Do you doubt your capacity to articulate and verbalize your inner ideas? Do you doubt your ideas? Do you doubt your thoughts? Do you doubt how you feel? Do you doubt the world? Do you doubt whether or not we're going to be okay as a species? Do you doubt love? I am curious. I do want you friends to really think about this, right? Because doubt is, I think, destructive no matter where you apply it. Yeah, at least running through that whole list again, it doesn't feel like it's good for anything. Maybe we can ask a language model. I mean, I guess again, it's like a matter of survival, right? Like we had to develop the ability to doubt, because maybe if you doubted the validity of someone's claims or their trustworthiness, you might have been okay. I got imposter syndrome. Right now, Joyviv, as we're speaking. So I'm going to give some of the friends some context for those who don't know, but Joyviv is an accountant. An actual accountant who has been accounting, right, for very long. And if I had to be given the task of now you accounting, right, I would imposter syndrome super hard. Like a lot, Joyviv. I would not be able to cope with that. Right? So I'm trying to now create like a psychic field in both of our minds of like seeing the comparison, seeing the concentration of self-doubt in the face of this problem that is the accounting job, for example. Right? And in that way, you the trust of your clients, you have shown yourself that you can over and over and over again, despite all of those imposter syndrome feelings, right? So I know that I can say all of those things poetically, and it might not necessarily make it any easier to not doubt yourself, but I feel like that's what we should do, right? Instead of wasting time doubting ourselves, maybe we spend that time convincing ourselves why we shouldn't, all right? That sounds like a good use of time, right? Definitely a better use of time than doubting ourselves. Please, Mr. GPT, tell us, why do human beings doubt? I'm doing a live stream, where I like having conversations with my friends about topics that can help us consciously evolve. And today's intention, the direction within which we want to consciously evolve, is in recognizing that there is no time for doubt, right? That we have only so much time to live on earth, and spending even a second of it doubting is appalling, a travesty, a massive shame. Yes. Let's see what it says. Okay, I was about to say, human beings doubt. I did say that. Human beings doubt because it's a part of our survival mechanisms. Doubt arises when the mind perceives uncertainty or risk. Ooh, there it is. Giving us a chance to pause, assess, and make informed choices. While this instinct is beneficial in dangerous or unfamiliar situations, it can become a hindrance when it takes over in moments that require faith and action. I don't like faith that much. I guess faith can be fine. Faith doesn't have to be religious. The reason I'm not pro-faith is because it's kind of like a doubt. It's kind of like the opposite of doubt, but still in the same circle, right? It's like you dispelling doubt because I'm gonna stop. To consciously evolve beyond doubt, we must shift our focus from fear of failure. It's a big one with the imposter syndrome, Joy, because I feel, at least for me, that's when the imposter syndrome arises especially, right? Not so much when I am faced with a problem, but when I know I will be faced with a problem and I worry that I will fail at doing the right thing, right? Making sure everything transpires the way it's supposed to, etc., etc. And again, even in that, I feel I have been shown that doubt is not exactly a helpful thing to feel. So again, recognize. I think I missed a bit on the previous sentence. Again, I'll read the whole thing. To consciously evolve beyond doubt, we must shift our focus from fear of failure or the unknown to the possibilities and growth that still lie ahead. Recognizing that doubt is natural but not necessary for every situation can free us to act boldly. There is immense power in deciding and trusting that the unfolding of life will teach us as we go. By embracing this perspective, we reclaim the precious seconds of our lives and transform doubt into a fuel for action and discovery. Yeah. Yes. Oh, look at that. Hit the up dude if you haven't yet. Thank you, friend. I'm going to add some heat to this Dynavap. And I'll dispel all doubt. There's no more room in doubt. There's no more room for doubt in my mind. It's all full up here. Find somewhere else to stay. Clickety clickety. Hey, Ronnie Briggs says, Melt, it's been so long. I've missed you. Well, Ronnie, here we are again, friend. Time has passed, but we haven't. All right, here we still are, alive and well. It's nice seeing your name, friend. I would lie if I said I exactly remember our exchanges, but that is to be expected. All right. One way for me to absolutely remember our exchanges is for us to have more of them. And I'll remember this one, Ronnie. I'll remember it. I'm saving it to the files, right? And if I cannot save it into my files up here, it'll be saved into those files in there at least. You look so good. Really? When's the last time you saw me? Like I really do appreciate you saying that as well. Talking about doubt. Today's whole stream topic is about doubt. And one of the things that I find myself doubting sometimes is my own immortality, to say it in so many words, right? I do want to live for 1,000 years, so not immortal, right? But then when I look at myself in the mirror and I can detect myself aging. Goodness. It brings some doubt into my mind. It's like I start doubting, am I gonna live 1,000 years? Was I born early enough to live 1,000 years? And then you remind me that yes, totally, 2,000 years even, Melt. Indeed, bless again. I have imposter, probably been a couple of years. Well, it's nice having you here, Ronnie. Space is always open to you, as you know. We'll welcome you back every single time. How have you been? How's life been treating you? Mojo says, I have imposter syndrome, but not in the sense of fearing failure or being found out, but in the sense of having to play a role that isn't really me. Yo. So, the way I am interpreting your message right now, Mojo, is that you are quite literally an imposter. And it's giving you a syndrome. I'm not trying to make light of this experience. I'm trying to make light of how ridiculous it is that is what is expected of us sometimes, right? Yeah. That's pretty real, Mojo. Because when I was reading that previous imposter syndrome fractal, about the doubt of the fear of failure, that was the first thing that came to my mind as well, is that I'm not always so many times at so many things, and I keep existing. All right. I'm still here, and I have failed many times, right? So failure isn't the end in that way. But what you just said, Mojo, I think I relate more to, and it is that matter of I have to be something I'm not, right? I have to pretend to be something that I'm not in order to be allowed to be something at all in certain environments. If you see me looking up there, there's a big spider that catches my attention. This spider used to live, I think, in the computer room with me. And it usually runs away when I get close because it's very aware, super big, and I cannot. Oh, I can again. Nice. They brought the. So you see that dude right there? He's right there. Let's see if we can capture. He's so big. Such a big spider. Look at the cool designs. Oh, he's turning around. I want to put my finger next to him for scale, but he's gonna run away. I'll do it slowly. There's my finger. Finger for scale. Little spotter dude. A cute little spotter. Bet you haven't seen one of those. Ignore the last message. I can't delete it. Instantly looks for the last message to not ignore it, to do the opposite of ignoring. All right, back again. Not so well, but I'm hoping it will turn around in the future. Yeah, Ronnie? Why is that? Why is that? Like, you have to give me. You don't have to anything, all right? But I want more context than that. I want more context. What has been bringing you doubt, right? Let's see if we can dispel some of those doubts. That's where I'm coming from. Okay. Yeah. Self-doubt. What is more dangerous? Self-doubt or others' doubt? Melt, others' doubt is not a thing. It is. Of course it is. I can doubt others. I think most everything we do on faith. We have faith the ground won't swallow us when we take the next step. We have faith that our next breath won't be our last. I mean, I think here is a matter of the intricacy of the English language, kind of like showing its head again, because I wouldn't use the word faith. I have, like, faith to me, like, maybe I can, like, say this. faith is kind of like a kind of believing in something, right? And you cannot believe in something and know it to be true at the same time, right? I don't have to believe in love. I know love, right? I know it. It has been ever present in my life, right? As a knowing. I don't have to believe it, right? And in that way, faith is very much attached to belief in my mind. And when I choose to have faith, or when I choose to believe things, and I've shared this with you friends, I choose to have faith and believe things about human progress and about our collective effort to uplift humanity, right? I believe in that way that I'm going to live for 1,000 years. And I believe in that way that all of us will have access to medical tech beyond our wildest imaginings, right? And in that way, that's a belief that I carry. However, when it comes to, as you said, stepping forward and taking the next step and, having faith that the ground is there, I don't. I don't have faith that the ground is there. I trust, right? Faith is kind of like but trust is like this leg is going. This leg is already put its, coordinates somewhere there. And by the time I hit the ground, that trust get like reaffirmed, right? It's like, oh, I trust that I'm gonna step on the ground, and then it's like, yes, trust successful, and then I trust again, and it's the same thing with like taking a breath of air. I trust this isn't my last one, and then I exhale, and I'm like, oh, look at that, I trust that isn't. So I was right the previous time, but that's my own skis brain. Is that the lucid guy, Yash? Bro, nice seeing you, man. I've been thinking about moving to Cape Town a little bit as of late, right? It's been on my mind. And I don't know if you moved to Cape Town. Did you? Are you still on that side? I lost my dad. Jeez. And I was very close to him. My best friend. Wow, Ronnie. That is so sobering, bro. I moved back in with my dad and my mom like 20 days ago. And we haven't been fighting nearly as much this time around, but we still don't get along, right? Like, it's very hard for me and my dad to be best friends in the way that you said. But just reading that message makes me appreciate him all the more. I'll have a conversation with him about this too, dear friend. I'm so sorry for your loss. Taking a deep breath with you. Excited hellos, Joe Meld, hey again, Yash. Isn't doubt also a good thing? Doubt is a good thing when applied correctly, right? We did have like a whole little bit of a spat about why we doubt, and it was established that doubt is a survival mechanism, right? That if you had to find yourself in a strange environment or around a stranger, suddenly, having a healthy amount of doubt could save your life, right? Or could save you discomfort or financial burden, etc., right? However, that's like a environmental thing, and we didn't talk about this before, but I like to talk about it now. That doubt is an environmental thing, where we'll spend time doubting things, right? We'll maybe doubt people in our environment as well. Where today's stream topic is about the fact that whether you doubt people or things or the world or not, all of it is happening internally, right? And even more so if you're doubting yourself. And I feel like that's where we're trying to untangle this energy of doubt a little bit, being like, nah, I like pie. I know, Bedell, I know. I know you like pie. Dude, come through to Cape Town. I'll give you the tour, bro. I want to. Like, I want to live there. Maybe I shouldn't go and live there like straight up. Maybe I need to find clients first. Again, I became more of an artist over the last while, Yash. I now consider myself more an artist than a live streamer. Is that true? I wear many hats, but in that way, when it comes to, let's say, my ability to generate a revenue from reality, I'll have a higher success rate at being an artist than I'll be at being a live streamer, right? So in that way, I'm like, If that's the case, what environment do I need to find myself within? And Cape Town is like in my mind of like, yeah, that's the environment, bro. You want to make a living doing art, and you get to go to Cape Town, or go to America, you know. But Cape Town is closer. No, 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 no. I'm going through a divorce. The breakup was a good thing, but my son is suffering from it, and that hurts me deeply. How old is your son, Ronnie? Were you a child of divorce? And in this hurt that you see your son is experiencing, the suffering that you see him experiencing, is it hurting you deeply because you can see the fact that it's bothering him and you don't know what to do about that? You cannot help him? Or does it hurt because he's pulling away from you? Like there feels maybe in your heart like there is blame or doubt in his mind when it comes to your relationship. Come through to Cape Town, I'll give you a tour. Ronnie, I understand. My dad had passed too. Bless you again. You're totally an artist. The live stream is just one of your artistic mediums. It's true. It's true, Yash. And I do have such great plans for this live stream space as well. You know, I need to be able to manipulate every pixel on the screen as I want to. One of the things that I really look forward to doing is being able to like dance and then attach so this is going to be a little bit loaded, but I thought about this extensively. I want a 3D model of myself, right? That's easy to do. Well, still expensive, but easy to do. I want this 3D model of myself then to be put in Blender, probably, you know, maybe Unreal Engine or like Epic Games or something like that as well, but probably Blender. And then I want to like painstakingly almost like attach nodes, right? Like information anchors onto different parts of my body, right? Like onto my knees and onto my feet and onto like the angling the positioning of my limbs. This is too much. I'm sorry. I'm gonna keep. It's gonna make sense at some point. Totally. And then I want to be able to map those nodes to textures and elements within my like digital space. All right. So by doing something like that, these nodes that are attached to my fingers, right, can basically cut into reality, right, and create pixels. And then by doing that, I can move those little realities. And I don't know if I'll be using it for this live stream. I think that might be a little bit, getting flashbang. However, while I'm dancing, I want to be able to, like, as I swing my hand, I want reality to turbulate out of my hands, right? So in that way, this is very much still a canvas that I'm painting with this right now. This is painting. Welcome. Artist thing right here. Thank you, Yash. Bless, bro. How are you doing in Cape Town? You're also an artist, technically, right? Right? Do you consider yourself an artist? I think so. I think film is very much an art form as well. Mel, how come you're sitting in different place that you used to when you were there? A Wi-Fi range. Wi-Fi range and sunlight exposure are my two main reasons, Nanshi. Because one, the Wi-Fi modem is right there, like literally a meter away from the cell phone right now. So I get the best possible signal integrity. Number two, range. I had gotten more intense and I cannot bear to even have like straggling rays hit my body. Like legit, it's that bad where if I'm sitting underneath a tree and that tree has any lack of density, right, and that sun can see me, I don't want to see it. So with this space, there's like a whole, man, just imagine there's a whole side of a building there, whole side of a building there, and it is impermeable, so the sun doesn't go through it. Thank goodness. I'm a designer and animator. So yeah, you could say I'm an artist. Are you? Designing and animating. Of course. That's super cool, bro. Are you working for a studio on that side? Wild idea. Just started the Polycam app to 3D scan yourself and plop it into Blender. You like the idea? I mean, like, since you're an animator and designer, I don't really want to give you all of my ideas. Yeah. Maybe you'll become infinitely rich without me if I share that. But I have another idea actually. So this is another one that's been long in the making, and maybe we'll end up making it together, Yash. I won't put it past ourselves. But it's a show called Melting Psychonauts. At least that's what I want to call the show. I think it's a fun name, Melting Psychonauts, right? And Melting Psychonauts is going to be very much Duncan Trussell's The Midnight Gospel alongside almost like Steven Universe, Adventure Time, kind of like world building esque, like mashup, where I want to basically, with Gen AI, give my interviewee, the person that's going to be one of the melting psychonauts in an episode, I'll give them like a whole questionnaire, or I'll send them a link to a language model or whatever, and then they'll be asked questions, basically they'll be probed for information, and then the generative model will build an environment literally out of what they've been asked, right? So in the same way that the Midnight Gospel had this premise of the, what do they call that thing? The life simulator? The simulator, right? They call it the simulator. In the same way they had the simulator, I want to like bring it into mind, right? Where all of us have these vast worlds of mind up here, right? And a psychonaut is someone who explores that vast world of mind up there. And then, when the client comes onto the show, they are the melting psychonaut. And I, the host of the show, like Clancy was, will basically be with them in a conversation, exploring their world. They'll have like a custom AI, like potentially like Gen AI avatar as well, where they can sit with the Gen AI and like keep iterating until they have, a thing they're seeing that they're like, yeah, that's me. That is me. That's right. And they can plug an HD version of themselves if they want to into that world as well, right? But as another idea, bro. Since you are an animator and designer, you can tell me whether or not you like that one too. I have too many of my own. I have too many of my own ideas. No time to steal anyone else's. That's beautiful. Yeah, I like that. I like that. I'm gonna use that one. I'm stealing that. Oh, I love you, bro. Now, let's again. Thank you for the question, Nancy. Ronnie says, yes, I was a child of divorce. He's 5. Jeez, that is still young. And he's showing signs. I know how it hurts to be separated from your dad. He and I are the same, and me and my dad. He was close to my dad as well. Yo, that is a lot of loss to experience as a 5-year-old. Well, I feel the fact that you're aware, Ronnie, I don't know if you're even here right now, but the fact that you're aware of your son's emotional sensitivities and you're trying to be mindful of that kind of stuff already makes you a better parent than a lot of them probably is. And in that way, you shouldn't be feeling any sense of imposter syndrome or worry about that part of your existence, right? Maybe we can do that, right? Like, yeah, I get why you have doubts, why you have worries about your son. But in that way, we should eliminate some of the other worries, right? And one of them being the fact that you're trying to be a good dad to your little one. Bless you, friend. Man, having a child. And just thinking about it melts my brain. Thank you. That is reassuring. One less thing to doubt. One less thing to doubt. Making a checklist in our own minds and checking them off. What do I doubt about myself more than anything? I doubt that I'm valuable. You know, it's kind of stupid. It's very stupid, but that's the thing that I spend a lot of time doubting. Am I actually valuable? Right? Because again, we find ourselves in a capitalist world, so I have a lot of things to compare myself to. And asking whether or not I have value to this world is unfortunately linked to how much money the world is willing to give me for the value that I add. And I think every artist probably has this disproportional experience. And I'm saying every artist very liberally, even the artists who have, in so many words, made it. Every artist probably has this experience of feeling like their effort and their work isn't as rewarded as it should be, or isn't valued enough. Maybe that's the right way to say it. Dispelling that doubt. I am valuable, damn it. I am. I don't know if this thing was gonna click or has already clicked and I'm overheating it now. Sure. I'm not gonna cry. Yay! The tears are trying to spill out of my eyeballs. Stuck back in. Ugh. You mean a lot to people you don't know. I say that's valuable. You're so valuable. We're so valuable. We're priceless. Sure. It's true. It is true what your friends say. The cynical part of me goes, oh yeah? I bet you some sort of corporate overlord has priced you, knows exactly what he thinks you're worth, you know. But I guess it is a to yourself kind of thing, right? Yeah. One of my favorite analogies, is it an analogy? Thought experiment, let's call it instead. Sounds more cool in that way too. One of my favorite thought experiments to participate within is the one where I go, you want money? You're like, yeah, okay, I want money. How about I give you 10 billion US dollars? I'm like, yeah, see, 10 billion US dollars, sign me up. However, there's one caveat. You get 1 billion US dollars right now, but you don't wake up tomorrow morning. Right? And I'm willing to admit that there is a doubt that arises in me in telling that thought experiment. Because some people might think, that sounds great, Melt. $1 billion now, and I get to live the next 24 hours with $1 billion, and then I die. Sounds perfect. Okay, boom. I have extra conditions. And the other condition is you only get to spend the money tomorrow. Yeah, boom. Boom. Ironclad thought experiment. You only get to spend the money tomorrow. Now suddenly, the $1 billion is worthless to you. Right? Literally, the $10 billion. Worthless. Right? Oh, I get $10 billion. I can see it in my bank account, but I can only start spending it tomorrow. Right? And I'll be dead by tomorrow morning. Worthless. In fact, it would just make me more depressed. So yeah, in that way, you know, all of us are priceless. Literally. Literally priceless, right? $10 billion ain't got anything, right? Doesn't even hold a candle. Good morning to you, to Jopo. It's nice having you here. That's a big problem with me letting others. That's a big problem. We have let others determine our worth when no one but you gets to determine that. Your message came through at 4:44 as well, Joy Vive. Yours too, Nancy. It's true. It is true, but I don't know if it's a matter of letting, right? I guess it is. I was trying to stand the part of not letting, and then I was like giving myself internally all of these examples of myself letting, and I was like, no, 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 I don't, no, I'm not letting them. Meanwhile, lets them anyway. I think, unfortunately, it is one of those cyclical things, right? I've had this conversation a few times recently, where we human beings come into this world and then we see how wild and messed up things can be. And then we might strive to want to change that. And then, in the pursuit of trying to change that, we become a part of some sort of profession, some sort of job. We have to try and add value to continue surviving in one way or another. And then, in the process of doing so, our livelihood and our literal existence, our continued existence, becomes integral and integrated into this very thing that we were trying to change. All right. So it is this kind of juxtaposition that we keep finding ourselves within of like, yes, change necessary, but in order to change things, I need to survive. In order to survive, I need to be a part of this thing that I'm trying to change. And then before you know it, before you freaking it, you're in it. Oh, here we are. Oh wow. Oh wow, now I'm also rowing this boat. Jeez, it sucks. Why is that one dude just like eating caviar up on the deck non-stop? Like he doesn't like they keep fucking carrying caviar to him. Okay. When you said you don't wake up tomorrow, I didn't assume that meant that I thought you could just be sleeping. Yeah, I mean, in a weird way, if you had $10 billion, you probably could sleep in. But again, if you suddenly had $10, I don't think you would be sleeping, right? Like you would probably be up all night, skizzing your brain, being like, "What am I gonna do? How am I supposed to?" Heavy breathing. Hey, it's not that. Love you, bro. It's nice having you here. Sending you some blessings. For some reason, I find myself in that state of being where I feel mildly anxious. And when I feel mildly anxious, I smoke weed. I don't know if weed makes me more anxious, but it does heighten certain parts of that anxiety. And I feel when those parts of my anxiety have been heightened, it's almost like I can see them more clearly and I can come back from that experience less anxious. However, the way that kind of manifests is that I will have these ebbs and flows in my internal world, right? And then when that ebb comes, when that flow comes, I'll be like almost like cold. I'll feel this want arise for me to hit a Dynavap, and then I might continue to do so, right? 4 times in an hour. And then there is this heightening of the experience happening where I'm like, let me go back again. Hey, bless you again, bro. Good snowy morning to y'all. Yeah, yes, you, bro. It's neither morning nor snowing. I think I'm lost. It has been overcast and raining a lot. It rained 30 mils again last night after 20 mils the day before. So we roughly got about 10% we can expect in a whole year in the last 2 days, which is great. Like we're loving that. We weren't getting rain during the part of the season we were supposed to, and a bunch of farmers in this area got super wrecked because of that too, unfortunately. How's your back? Is it better? Nancy, pretty good. As long as I keep up with the stretching. Yeah, yoga's bruh. My dad calls yoga stretching. He refuses to say he will do yoga. Like if I go, you want to do some yoga with me? He'll go, I'll do stretches with you. 30 mils is an ounce. Do you do uh like that number, that 30 mils number, I believe is the amount of water that fell in a certain, I think like few square centimeters. I don't actually know. Hey Google, how is the mils of rain determined? Let's see if it gets what I'm saying. Millimeters, common unit, rain gauges. So you use inches. You get inches of rain, right? You get a certain inches of rain. So I don't know. I think it's the same, right? So we basically got 3 centimeters of rain last night, right? So like an inch. We got like an inch of rain. I think that's what it means. Yeah, and I think that's actually how it's determined as well. It basically means that an inch of water, if it had to infinitely pile up, fell on the land, right? At least on the spot that that meter was. I like, and then let's do the math. Actually, it's some wacky math. There is like I think 100 hectares to this farm. Let's say this side of the farm. We're doing a little bit of quick maths, and we want to go into the ridiculousness of scale and the inachievability of value that is gained through something as simple as rain. Where if we had to irrigate and in that way pump water from the ground potentially, calculating potential electric costs to do so, how much would it cost us to irrigate 100 hectares with 50 millimeters of rain? That's a very weird question. Let's see if it understands what I'm asking. To calculate 100 hectares with 50 mils, okay, 50,000 cubic meters of water, and will take 4.6 million kilojoules of energy at 0.5. What? Okay, there we go. Yeah, so it would cost like for 1 kilowatt is about like the average cost we're calculating now. And I think electricity is a little bit more expensive here in South Africa. I think it's 2 cents per kilowatt hour. But in that way, let's say, it's only that little bit, that 3 rand or so. No, that's less. Your electricity is so cheap. That means I don't know why it's using that. Oh, it has a differentiator. It would be 1,900 kilowatt hours in a certain amount of joules. No way, bruh. Is that true? Is my mind getting melted right now? It says that it would cost approximately $290 in electricity to pump enough water to irrigate 100 hectares with 50 mils of rain. Maybe I was wrong. Maybe I was wrong. Of course, I don't want to believe that. But that's not too bad. That's not actually too bad. I really did think it was going to be an order of magnitude. Like, actually, I want to say like 3 orders of magnitude. I thought it was going to be in the hundreds of thousands of dollars. I think some math got mixed somewhere. maybe not. It does seem to check out, like when I go through it. Maybe it's just a matter of like having the kind of pumps. Thank you, man. I'm getting scissors back. But yeah, because like again, you might have the energy and the pump to pull that much water, but where do you get it? Where do you suddenly get 50,000 cubic meters of water? I wish this thing could visualize accurately. It's really bad at giving you proper to scale, hyper realistic renders of things because I would love to see that cube visualized in front of me, you know. It'll be possible soon enough. Okay, I'm coming back. Nancy, Bess again. Happy that you're feeling better. I've been working hard with minimal pain. So it's a total win from where I was. Bless, bro. Hopefully it won't hurt. It's chainsawing 3 inches of snow. The only conversation I know from memory, my autism went liquid conversion. So it's literal. Yeah. Yeah. Weirdly enough, I also thought it had something to do with milliliters, to be completely honest. But it was millimeters, not milliliters. And I think they sound close enough to be confused. Your dad doing stretches with you is a win. Count them where you can. He hasn't done them just yet, right? But when I asked if he would do yoga with me, he was like, "I'll do stretches with you," and I'm still waiting. I'm still waiting. But the invitation has been set. You know, I'll ask again, just because you said something, Joey. Oh, hello, kitty. You can't do that, yo. You cannot be climbing on my body. No, I do not. I do not accept this. Yeah, yeah, Pippi, tell her to stop. Tell her to stop, Pippi. Tell her, thank you, Pippi. Tell her. Yeah, thank you. Yeah, this little kitty is called Minx. She's very cute. But I am allergic to cats. So if I cause turbulence on those little fur balls, uh, the spit they put on themselves aerosolizes and my immune system has a panic attack. My immune system has been better. You know, maybe I've acclimatized again, but these creatures. Creature. Feet on my bodies. You cannot be doing. You can't be doing that. Let's see. In the U.S., we don't say maths. We say math or mathematics. I don't know why. My things are getting the nail treatment. I like saying quick maths with a AFFS just because it's a meme and it's fun to say. Like I will literally not say I'm gonna do the math or let me do the mathematics. I will never say those words, but I'll say I'm gonna quick maths. Hey, you creature. Who says you can't have cookies for breakfast? Not I. Howdy, y'all. I was away, and now I'm back. Hey, Joe. It's nice having you here with us. We've been having some conversations about doubt. Thank you. Yeah, that's better. This creature. This is strange. Can we admit this is strange things to be happening, right? Like I know this has become very normalized in our society to have cats, but it does trip me out that there is now a living entity that for its continued existence, things have to die, right? There's no vegetarian cats. There can't be any vegetarian cats. Their digestive system cannot vegetarian, right? They have to eat protein. And now that this murderer, I've seen this thing murder things, will like move itself through space and time to come and push its physical form against mine. Like I can feel the heat building on that spot, right? My tisms are not liking it. They're like, "Rrr." I haven't had any sneezes, right? That's kind of the only saving grace she has right now. Like I'm not reacting good. Who says we can't have goobies for breakfast? Gobbledygoo. My twisted tism of a brain had you being consumed. Right, like we were kind of going down the rabbit hole of cats, and for some reason my mind had you being eaten by cats for breakfast. Oh no, no cats. Right? Would this creature eat me? How long would it take this creature to eat me? You know the worst part is they wouldn't even make the best of this meal, bro. There's so much of me to eat. Most of me is gonna go bad before they get to it. Who's gonna eat me next? The worms. Why are we going? I don't know. I'm sorry. I'm also sorry. This creature is making me come to some sort of moral quandary. Right? When we were still a monkey, these things used to like hunt and murder us. Right? If you were just a dude having a fun time in a pool equivalent, maybe a little pond for the monkeys instead of pool, you would get eaten by things like this. They would sneak up on you and eat you. Full circle. Cats are apex predators who love their cuddles, especially when it's hot. It's not that hot right now, at least. It's still hot enough for me to be perturbed and discomforted by something like that. But it's not, like, I think it's 27. Oh, yes, I don't have weather metrics on this device. It's fine. It's like 20. It's probably a little bit less than 27, I wouldn't even be surprised. If a cat could, it would murder me for sport. Yeah. I think it's a scale thing as well. All right, like if they were the size of lions, they would have fun in eating us. Right? They would take so much joy in chasing us little humans. You see it too. You see it in that mind's eye fractal. And like they still look cute at it. That's the worst part, right? While they're hunting human beings, they still look cute. Monsters. That's like true monster, right? If you can like straight up go and murder things and still look cute, that's like really monster, right? If you look like a monster and then you kill things, people can be like, oh, checks out, looked like a monster, acted like a monster. These things. Look at this. Look at this. Absolutely no boundaries. I have made it clear, right? Does this feel like what is like? Does this feel like a warm cue to you? You know what the worst part is? This cat probably thinks I am warm queuing or something because they like for some reason have something demented in their brain where this interest, you showing them absolutely no interest, is suddenly to them very interesting. It's like, oh yes, look at this dude just like doing his own thing, paying me no mind. Hello, Pippi. Pippi has also joined us right here. This brown here is Pippi. Gobbity scobbity slavity, mobbity wobbity goo. So much love to you. It's nice having all of your friends. And leave my corpse to rot. Probably, bro. Cats are apex predators. Goobs have pushed us for breakfast. Joe Bot, my twerk out yesterday was diabolical. A twerk out? I don't know what twerk out means. These are interesting words. I twerk. I love how Jovan was also like, twerk out? This term is forever yours, and I would never have it any other way. Look out, world. Gobs taking the exercise boogie like a storm. Yeah, get a twerk out. Have you been exercise workouting? Good. Part of me wants to like shimmy this cat. Just like a little bit, like a kudunk, like a little hip bump. That's what my instincts are telling me to do. It's telling me hip bump this cat that's trying to get your attention. Oh, here we go. That's nicer. I am less restrictum. I heard you. You did say meow very very softly. Yeah, it's very soft meows. Your body is adjusting to the farm. Cats, so you're getting less reactive, but you will still have bad reactions to other cats' allergies. It sucks. Ah, that's interesting. I don't know if I like that, but I get it. Makes sense. Like I just got some eye itching. It's not a good sign. I'm gonna have to like create forceful air. Forceful air applied successfully. I think that's something that's pretty interesting about human beings, right? I don't know if there's many creatures that do that. I know some creatures can use forceful water. They like will make little water jets to projectile things off of sticks. And I feel like that's close enough. But the fact that we as human beings can like blow on something, I think that's pretty cool. Is that Coco? Hey, Coco. It's nice seeing you, friend. It's nice seeing your name here's. I have been weight training for hypertrophy, also eating correctly. I'm getting fucking shredded. Good, bro. Good. Good. I'm proud of you, dude. Having muscle is one of the number one health indicators in the elderly. And having lack of muscle is one of the number one mortality, high mortality indicators in the elderly, i.e., more muscle when you're older, which you build while you're younger, makes you live longer and healthier. Less muscle when you're older makes you die quicker and be more frail, etc., etc. Proud of you, bro, for staying strong, getting strong, building the muscles. So eating right is a big thing as well. I hope you're sleeping. That's like one of the big ones that I've been trying to work on myself. My agency for the benevolent ET takeover of society is being activated soon. Gonna look sexy as hell. Yeah. You know, my mind suddenly went down. When I said I was like building a whole little world that me and you knows. Right. And the thing that we knowed was the fact that all of the aliens are super hot. Very, very hot aliens, actually. And we're gonna want to be hot too. Because of how hot they are, and we're gonna be like, oh geez, these aliens are like outclassing me. All of them just like JoJo posing in front of us, and we're like, oh. Did you know that apparently is the story of Socrates? That no, 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 not Socrates, Plato. That his body in aesthetic ways to almost like posture that yeah, you think you're right about whatever you think you're right about, but look at how jacked I am. Let me see. This I might be wrong about this, but I'll do it. There is this understanding that Plato was actually a very buff, very well defined, very well physiqued man. And during some of the conversations and philosophical debates, when he found himself losing, he would start flexing and posturing to almost try and make less of the other person's argument because of how good he looks. Something, something, love is true. Oh, yeah. Oh, yeah, bro. Oh, something, something, love is true. We know. The aliens are coming. I'm sorry. That's worse. We'll be shoulder to shoulder, bro. Oh yeah, our faces and voices being broadcasted and translated in all languages, telling our fellow humans, be not afraid. Be not afraid. The claim that Plato, the ancient Greek philosopher, would flex his muscles during debate to intimidate opponents lacks credible historic evidence. Ah, again, my hopes and dreams dashed. Why do I use AI to fact check myself and gain perspective? Why am I? While Plato was known to have a robust physique, his name is traditionally thought to be derived from the Greek word Platos, meaning broad. Yeah, like buff, like big, possibly referring to his broad shoulders and chest. There are no reliable accounts supporting the idea that he used physical displays to influence philosophical discussions. Ah, man, the notion appears to be a modern fabrication, possibly originating from the internet memes or satirical content. For instance, a YouTube title, Plato used to end debates by flexing at his opponents, presents this idea humorously. Okay, however, such sources are not grounded in historical fact. Man, man. Oh well, it's fine. Fine. Good. Now I don't have to embarrass myself in the future by saying things that aren't true. Good. Uh, good. Suddenly perspective is gained. Oh, Gabbard, maybe it has already begun. Maybe the aliens are already here. There is no more waiting. There is no more need to doubt. That was today's stream topic. I am going to end today's stream here on this vertical note, and then we're going to do a horizontal one next. I love you, friends. Thank you for spending some time here.